Over 350 million a long time prior, dragonflies to begin with begun to zip around lakes, swamps, and other bodies of water. This ancient creepy crawly has a place to the Odonata family, together with their closely related cousin insects, damselflies. There are over 3,000 known dragonfly species living on about each landmass within the world. Here we're aiming to investigate 15 magnificent actualities approximately dragonflies that you just likely didn't know. The Odonata family of insects only has two main species, the dragonfly and damselfly. Most people will confuse the two at first glance, as they are very similar in appearance as a whole. The key to identifying them is in their wings. A dragonfly has 4 wings, while a damselfly only has 2. When a dragonfly rests, they spread their wings out horizontally, whereas damselflies tuck their wings in against their bodies. Another indicator is their eyes. All damselflies' eyes are separated, while most dragonflies' eyes are together. In case you were to go back around 300 million a long time prior, you'd likely come confront with the precursors of dragonflies, Meganosoptera, in some cases alluded to as griffinflies. This long extinct connection of the dragonfly lived from 323 million to 250 million a long time BC amid the Paleozoic era. The tremendous larger part of griffinflies were a comparative estimate to their present-day cousins. Be that as it may, one species called the megatypus would most likely alarm the living sunshine out of you on the off chance that you were to come across it. The clue is within the title, as the megatypus developed to an disturbing estimate, with a wingspan up to 28 inches, 70 centimeters. Distinctive species of dragonflies can be found in nearly each corner of the world. Most of them tend to remain inside one select zone, but there are a couple of which are a small more widespread. The head anax, for illustration, can be found all through the Americas, from the southernmost tip of Argentina all the way up to Newfoundland in Canada. More amazing, in spite of the fact that, is the globe skimmer dragonfly, which can be found within the hotter districts of each landmass within the world, but Antarctica. The organic term for invertebrate creepy crawlies amid the organize in which they go through the method of transformation is fairies. Some illustrations of such creepy crawlies are grasshoppers, cicadas, and dragonflies. Referring to dragonfly hatchlings as sprites is especially fitting, in spite of the fact that, in mythology, a fairy could be a sort of soul that lives in streams, and other such areas. Just like their mythological partners, dragonfly fairies live underwater. Adult dragonflies lay their eggs within the tissue of oceanic plants or on the surface of the water. After bring forth from their eggs, the sprites spend a long time submerged, nourishing on other spineless creatures, tadpoles, and indeed little angle. Whereas dragonflies ought to warm themselves up to a certain point, they moreover ought to make beyond any doubt that they don't get as well hot. One such strategy that certain species of dragonflies utilize to defeat the warm is called the monolith pose. You may have indeed seen them doing it and pondered what they're doing. Well, ponder no more. A dragonfly will go into the pillar posture by nearly going into a handstand and staying its guts tall up into the air. This makes a difference. The dragonfly cooled down a small by diminishing the sum of daylight hitting its body. Similar to the common house fly, dragonflies have compound eyes. This implies that their eyes are really made up of thousands upon thousands of person focal points, all taking in data approximately the encompassing area. Dragonflies have up to 24,000 such focal points, or aspects, which empower them to see about 360 degrees. Their as it were day's spot is specifically behind them. Thanks to their unimaginable eyes, they're able to choose out single creepy crawlies out of a swarm, all the whereas taking care of their environment whereas flying at tall speed. One of the most reasons dragonflies are so talented in flight is due to their wings. They can beat all their wings freely, and through this strategy, have 4 distinctive strategies of flight. Dragonflies can float like helicopters, fly staggeringly gradually or as quick as an bolt, and indeed alter heading on a stick by beating all 4 wings in adjust with each other. They can too free glide, with a few females floating behind guys whereas mating mid-flight. Certain species of dragonflies are known emigrate, for the most part moving to unused areas to spawn their eggs completely different lakes or to dodge unacceptable changes within the climate or temperature. They can either relocate by themselves or in mammoth swarms. One illustration of a dragonfly species that move in swarms is the green darner, which heads south to hotter climate over drop, as it were returning in spring. Another amazing dragonfly species is the globe skimmer, which has been recorded emigrate up to 11,000 miles, 17,702 kilometers, between India and Africa. Grown-up dragonflies are predators, living off and nearly only carnivorous, count calories based on other creepy crawlies such as mosquitoes, flies, moths, as well as littler dragonflies. Thanks to their speed and nimbleness in flight, they capture their prey with their feet whereas airborne. The effectiveness of dragonflies' chasing capacity is one of their most surprising characteristics, in spite of the fact that, as they are able to capture up to 95% of all prey they select to hunt. When they do capture something, they immobilize it by gnawing its head. They at that point as a rule roost someplace and appreciate their dinner on the spot, but they can moreover eat whereas on the move. Their inconceivably effective jaws make brief work of their prey, most commonly beginning head to begin with. Japanese fables encompassing dragonflies could be a sharp differentiate to the way they have been customarily seen within the West. While the West sees them as companions to witches, snakes, and indeed the fiend, Japan sees them as animals commendable of respect. They are said to be images of mettle, victory, quality, and indeed joy. The more you learn almost dragonflies, the more you start to wonder at them. They're the most seasoned creepy crawly, their vision and flight is unmatched, and they're lovely, damn lovely too. Given their broad history on soil and their unimaginable capacities, I wouldn't be astounded in case they conclusion up outlasting most creepy crawlies that we know nowadays. Thanks for watching.